These are the tales and ramblings of two men, their dream of running a successful food truck business and life. We invite you along to join Josh and Skippy on this journey. This is Monday Morning Food Truck.
Awesome. Well, this is a good start. Episode 11. We made it. Double ones.
Yeah, I mean, this is, episode, what is it, 10, 11?
11. Yeah, cruising right along, bud. So before we get started, I just went out and lit my smoker, tried to get that done before we started today, just in case. And it's now cold enough over on this side of the state overnight that I'm starting to have the same problems I had in the spring with my fireboard. So if it gets turned off at night and left outside, it gets cold. And then it doesn't quite work the same way. Like the electronics in it need to warm up before it functions properly, especially the temperature gauges. So my probe, when I turned it on, wasn't even on. And then it would flash on for a little bit, come back off, go back on. And then it showed at 24 degrees. And then it went down to negative 19. But it's not flashing anymore. It's staying on, which is good. So we're at a good step. And then once it finishes warming up, I'm sure we'll be good. But yeah, I forgot I had that problem over the spring.
Oh, that's an interesting problem to have.
Yeah. So now on Sundays, I just need to remember to bring it inside and everything will be hunky dory. My phone has been ringing nonstop today. So sorry for all the extra rings. I'm not going to answer any of them. I just got a shipment of charcoal 10 minutes ago.
Oh, yeah?
So that timing was perfect. Yeah.
You all fogoed up now?
Yep. That'll last me through the end of the season. So and enough to start next year probably. So yeah, we're good to go. Lots of storage units well stocked with dry stock. So yeah, we're getting to the point where we're going to be buying single cans of stuff and limited stuff so that we don't have a whole bunch of stuff sitting all winter. But anyway, your week, bud, how was the week? I know you had some fun events.
It was a short week. We had our largest catering gig on Thursday. All three shifts. So 11 to 1, 6:30 to 7:30, and 1 to 2 in the morning. Ended up being like 12:45 to 1:30, so we got out of there a little earlier. But it went mostly smoothly.
Mostly.
Actually, had help through all 3 shifts. It's amazing what money can buy.
Hey.
And then Friday and Saturday was kind of, I helped a buddy of mine on Saturday with a wedding he had.
Mm-hmm.
And Friday was just a day. So that was it. It's pretty much pretty excited. Or Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Here, let me get my dog out of this. Let me get my dogs out of this room real quick. I thought maybe because they were laying down they'd be quiet, but one dog laying in the other dog's spot. Oh my God. Drama. All right. So you're
came up previously before the court. Was it left-leaning court? Appointees that kind of went back and forth depending on the issue.
I'm trying to see if I can connect. Called my voicemail. But I still can't fucking. Oh, hold on. There we go.
Now I know why you were
This
so
is a
entertained while
nightmare.
I was driving that day.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so I was, yeah. So my week was it was profitable, but it was good. How was yours?
Eh.
Saw a great day on Sunday.
Ugh. Oh yeah, I can't. Well, yeah, we can't wait to talk about that. So it was, yeah, it was okay. We had, yeah, I mean, it was just okay. I mean, it was nothing spectacular. Everything was decent. You know, Wednesday was our best day of the week from a service standpoint. I mean, Friday was okay. We went out to a homecoming over in charter school in Holland for their homecoming, which was okay, not great. Yeah, I mean, we were there with another truck. God, and blocked it.
Your,
Yeah,
kids, your kids want you. Your kids want you.
So yeah, we were asked to unhook, so there would be room for the other truck, and then the other truck backed right up next to the hitch and then didn't unhook. So there was room for them to stay hooked up. But then, yeah, they were just selling candy and stuff for the most part. So once the game started, we were done. You know, everybody was going to them throughout the game
Oh,
to get candy and stuff like that. No one was eating after the game started. So, but we were stuck there until 9 o'clock, 9:30 or something like that, which is late for us. It's really late for us.
oh yeah. You're in bed by then.
Yeah, I like to be. So yeah, and then turn around and do the farm that we're doing is still an enigma to me. A lot of people, thousands of people there all day long, the whole time they were open. Just not as many people eating as what you would think there would be. And there was 2 trucks, and there was a taco truck there with us. But definitely enough people for both of us to have profitable days, but just not a high enough percentage of people eating, which is weird.
So you're not the only truck there.
No, which is fine. Again,
Oh,
there's probably 3,000 to 4,000 people there throughout the day, but just not a high percentage of people that are going there are going with the intent to eat. You know,
yeah.
Like they're not going there and planning to have lunch there, so they're eating beforehand. And I don't know if that's the farm that's not doing a good enough job of letting people know that there's trucks there, or what. And they're not doing a great job of that. But I mean, it was an okay day. Just yeah, you look at the number of people there, you think it should be so much more. And I hate throwing away.
You just see people passing everybody's truck, and you're like, why aren't you stopping?
Yeah. Well, yeah, we were right. I mean, so the line for the hay rides to go out to the pumpkin patch was always 60 people long, just because they couldn't get people out and back fast enough. And they went right past our truck. So there's people standing in front of our truck literally the whole time. And none of them were eating. So, yeah, I mean, it sucks throwing away food on days like that when you have people, you just don't have, customers. So, and that's how it was when we went in 2019, but it was a really crappy weather day that day. So we kind of passed it off, but we have a couple more days out there this year, see how it goes. And if it doesn't really get any better, then we know for next year. And that's a location that's gone for next year. We move on and adjust. And then, yeah, Sunday was, we canceled our regular Sunday location to do a grand opening of a new event center, a smallish event center, whose primary focus,
How small?
weddings of about, I would say max 125, which is fine. I don't mind doing 125 people weddings as long as they have enough food there, and really you get to 60 to 100 and I can just do a drop off for it because I can get enough food in the pans that I don't need to be there the whole time to refill. But not, I mean, so they had an open house, they had a bridal lunch or brunch, and then a public grand opening after that. So they were having wedding vendors in there in the morning. And so the original conversation was they posted, I think, on West Michigan Food Trucks looking for a food truck for the day. I had messaged her asking for event details, and she sent me just the public flyer of a grand opening bridal brunch, starts at 11. So I asked her how many people they were expecting, and what are you feeding guests, or are they paying for themselves, or whatever. So they were limiting the number of brides to 100, and then everybody was paying for their own food. I said, okay, we'll do it. And really the only reason we did it was to try to get our name out there to more brides for weddings, even if they didn't use their events space. Maybe we can still pull in some catering gigs. So then they send out an email, I don't know, 5 days before the event saying we've had 80 RSVPs. So good. It's a good number of weddings. You figure everybody's bringing one person or so. So you're looking at 40 brides, 40 weddings, give or take. And then, load in. Everybody needs to be in their spaces by 11 o'clock. Perfect. Great. Awesome. So day of the event, that morning at 7 o'clock, I just shoot a quick message to them, said, hey, we're planning on being there about 9:30 to get us set up and get there before everybody else. So it's easier because it's a big trailer, and sometimes it's easier when there's fewer people there. She's like, well, that's way earlier than we thought you would be. I said, what time are you expecting us? She's like, well, we're doing a bridal lunch from 11:30 to 1:30. I said, so you don't want us there until after 1:30?
Okay.
Because they were catering the bridal brunch. So they had food inside for the brides and everything. Whatever.
Oh.
She says, I just think it's a little early for barbecue. 11? Like, that's lunchtime for most normal people.
Oh, okay. All right. Hold on a second. I got questions.
Yeah, go ahead. We're just getting started.
When did you find out that they were? So I'm going through this, and maybe I missed it because I'm my hearing is good, but
yeah.
I thought that you were expecting them to like buy food from you as soon as you got there.
No.
So when did you find out that they were catering that dinner?
I knew early, but it was just like a continental. There wasn't like a huge meal. They were doing like fruit cups, and they had like little quarter waffle things, and so it was nothing huge.
So your loaded mac was probably not on the menu for that day, I guess. Okay.
Well, no, it was for us. It was.
No, I know.
Yeah, but it was in an area that we are in. So, I mean, it's close enough to our normal service footprint that it wasn't a huge deal. And they said that we could promote outside, and they wanted as many people in and around that event center as possible. So they were counting on us to bring in some people to see the event center for future things. And I was just looking to poach some of their brides. The inside catering wasn't selling catering for weddings.
So when you get all the information from her day before, like what's your goal? I mean, what are you hoping to hit for number of tickets for that day? Do you have a goal?
I mean, if we would have done, really, we didn't need a lot for me to be happy. If we would have done a normal Saturday, which have been kind of light the last couple Saturdays, which is another reason I was okay doing it. We did about a quarter of what I wanted to do, sales wise, a quarter to 20%. But yeah, for me, it was all about not poaching, but getting some weddings booked, getting our cards out there, getting menus out there. And
This was
catering.
as much as a marketing effort as it was to a vending event.
Right. Yeah. It was a spot for us to set up. If we got, yeah. So, so anyways,
So we're
she
set.
says,
So she tells you she doesn't really want you there until like after 1:30.
yeah, I said, well, 11 o'clock, 11 to 1 is kind of where we make money for us. So if it's okay, we'd still like to come at 11. I understand that we're not going to get probably people from inside, but we'd already advertised that we were going to be there and at 11 o'clock. She said, no problem. She said, the majority of your business is going to come after 2 o'clock anyways for the public grand opening. And we'll have the news there and a ribbon cutting with the Chamber of Commerce. So they have this whole thing planned out. Okay.
Okay.
So I get there, it takes them 40 minutes to park us. And this is in a strip mall parking lot that there's no one else there, really. There's no reason for us to not be able to pull in. They say, here's your spot, coned off. You're going right there. 40 minutes for us from the time we pulled into the parking lot to the time we unhooked the truck. Which is another reason I wanted to get there early. So there's another red flag. I see on the Facebook post that they did that day had different times slotted. So originally they told us it starts at 11. The post that morning said 11:30 to 1:30 was the bridal brunch. We get there, there's a flyer on the window for you to take out of a little box. And that said 11:30 to 1:30, and then 2:30 to 6:30 was the grand opening, the public grand opening. I had never gotten an end date. She had called me on the phone and she said something about 5 o'clock. I left out that whole conversation. That was red flag number 1. Let me finish this. So yeah, there's red flags all over the place. And as I'm seeing other vendors with the same exasperated face, I know that nothing is going according to plan or smoothly. So yeah, they ended up with about 10 bridal parties that showed up. So a grand total of 20 people. I think we did 12 tickets or 15, or I don't remember what I sent you, but yeah, 9 of those were our customers that were regular customers. So from them, we got about 5 people.
That came to you for you.
For us, yep. And we handed out some cards. There was like a bridal carriage buggy service there. They grabbed some of our cards. She was super nice. And then there was a bar truck, so a mobile bar that grabbed some of our cards. So hopefully between the 3 of us, we can self-market each other enough to pull in some business to make that worthwhile. But yeah, it was a colossal train wreck, and I ignored all the red flags that were there. So back to 3 days after I had a Facebook conversation with them to confirm that we were going to be there, I get a phone call from the event center asking if we'd be interested in doing their grand opening. Said, I'm pretty sure I have already confirmed that we're going to be there.
Whoops.
But I'm becoming less interested by the second. So yeah, it was one of those things where I was still hopeful that regardless of how unorganized they were and how awful the space may be, that they were still going to be able to pull in some brides and things that we'd still be able to talk to and get some information to. But there wasn't enough of them to make it worthwhile. So you live and learn. And if that event center is still open in another year, I will be surprised.
However, it doesn't look good.
Yeah, that's they are how they run another successful business is beyond me. Yeah.
I think there are so many. So I did a wedding this week, or I helped out with a wedding on Saturday, and I really do think that a lot of people that have a good amount of land will just build a barn and advertise it as a wedding venue without ever being not trained. Trained is the wrong word, but not ever doing event planning
Yeah.
ever. I think they just do it because it's convenient for them, and it's I find that there's a lot of gray areas that seems like the event planners / venues really don't know or don't want to share to make sure that their experience is better than yours.
Yeah. That was the first time I actually considered not going to somewhere. And my guess would be she would have been on the Facebook page saying, I just don't understand why trucks don't show up.
Yeah, one of those people.
It's because you do crap like this, and you start to see this is I get it. I get why some trucks don't show up to some events. There's still, I mean, a lot of them I think are just chasing what they think is a better event. But yeah, awful, just awful. So yeah, yesterday was not a great day.
So I had an event Friday. I completely forgot what it was when you were asking how my week was. Now I jogged my memory. So it was booked through the booking service I use.
Yep.
Basically, it was a movie night at a local elementary school. So we weren't the only truck. It was us, another like a sub sandwich truck, a waffle like dessert truck,
Mhm.
and Kona Ice. Because there's not one kid that doesn't love a good Kona Ice.
I love a good Kona Ice.
Oh, me too. I'm a fat kid, so it's that when I say not one kid, you get. So we get there, and the movie night, we were asked to be there by 5. Movie night starts at 6. They rented like a 10-foot by 10-foot movie screen, inflatable movie screen. We were offered a guarantee of X amount of dollars to be there. So I'm like, okay, guarantee. She said they pre-sold 400 tickets online at $6 a piece. They were advertised. We're all good. I'm thinking, okay, fine. So I made more than I normally do for a subdivision or something like that, even though it was only supposed to be like maybe 2.5, 3 hours. So we get there, we have a line from like 6 to 7, and then the movie starts, and then it just dead. It was good old Lion King.
Yeah.
So it was also dark, and there's no lights in the little parking lot that we were set up in. I need to somehow get lights on the outside of my trailer somewhere. And so the organizer came over and said, so how are sales? I'm like, okay. So I looked at him, and I'm like, okay, we're offered 1,500. We're at like just under 11.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, really? I'm like, yeah. Like the dessert truck's been killing it, I can tell you that. And she's like, oh my goodness. It's run by the local PTA. So like, I don't know if I did the right thing in my mind, but I said, hey, if we're close, like I'm not going to come to you for a couple $100. Like, just remember me next time.
Yeah.
Is that good, or should I really, collected the rest of it and be like that guy that just came for a payday?
Well, you did. I mean, you're not there to be. You're not there to take a loss.
It was still. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it was still profitable. It just.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess since I'm new, I would rather build the name, and because I had been to the subdivision that school is in before, and I just thought if I build the name, then she would help me out in the future.
Right. Yeah, and I get it. Yeah, I mean,
it was a couple $100. We finished with like, I think a little over 1,200.
So my guess is that she agreed to the minimum, thinking that there was no way you'd be under it.
Correct.
Yeah.
Or like, that's what I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And I don't know if she guaranteed the other truck a minimum or not. I know the booking service that I use is the one that handled all of that.
Yeah. So yeah,
Like
I
if I
mean,
like if I went and I did like $500, yeah, I would probably ask for the rest of it. But I guess because we were so close.
yeah, I get it. I mean, and with the PTA doing it, and yeah, I mean, you don't want to take, but at the same time, it's an agreed upon amount. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, Skippy. I don't know what I would do. I would probably have done the same thing as you. I wouldn't have been thrilled about it, and probably would have been a little annoyed, but
I would love to hear, for anybody listening, when this drops, give us your feedback. What would you do? And tell us maybe how many years you've been in the business and some feedback of what you guys would do. And I think that'd be a great topic for next week, is kind of discuss that feedback.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm a softie. I probably would have done the same thing for them. I mean, I've had people be $50 short and I rounded it up, but an agreed upon amount's agreed upon amount. And then, they book you next time with another agreed upon amount and you're a little bit further. You're like, well, last time you said it was close enough, so.
True. I mean, when I go out, my minimum typically is 1,000. So 1,500 was more than what, if she had contacted me directly, that I would have charged. But,
Right.
At the end of the day, it was, and then she kind of told me what the movie screen guy charged.
Yeah.
And then if she sold 400 tickets at $6 a piece, like, really, they wouldn't have been left with any money. I mean, assuming nobody came up and bought tickets, because according to what she said, the movie screen guy was like $2,000.
Judas
Like,
Priest.
that's better be a damn good movie screen.
No kidding. Well, you can buy those inflatable 10x10s for like a couple $100. A decent projector.
Business is for sale.
Yeah. A decent projector and a couple speakers.
To set up a movie screen.
Yeah. might have to add one of those into the repertoire.
I mean, it was. Yeah, I'll show a movie on the side of the trailer. It would be fun.
Yeah, I bet you there's probably some like movie rights licensing that you have to have. That whole FBI warning at the beginning of the the movies.
Well, what was funny though, what was interesting is she said last year when they did it, they showed a Disney movie, and they could, because it was Disney, they could only sell so many tickets to watch this Disney. Like, well, how would Disney know you watched it? I mean, something tells me a representative of Disney isn't showing up at your doorstep and saying, "Hey, where's our dollars?"
Right. Well, in the age of social media, though, someone does a little bit of a TikTok or a Facebook post and tags Disney, and Disney's like, shit, there's like 4,000 people there.
Yeah.
I mean, unlikely, but in the world we live in, I mean, you never know how stuff gets back to places,
Yeah. So anyway, so that was my Friday. It was more of just, getting home at 10 o'clock at night, because it was an hour away, and being at a wedding the next day. These late shifts are for the birds.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, so what's on the agenda for today? What do we other than our own personal struggles, what are we talking
about? I don't know. We had a comment. Who was it?
Did we get some feedback about so Rich is on the one that just dropped today?
Yeah. Yes.
So that'll be good to get some feedback.
Coddington was Coddington asked about part 2. Apparently he can't figure out how to find it through the one link, but and then said, I thought this was a show about food trucks. So just so everybody knows, occasionally from time to time, we might have other guests on that are entrepreneurs, just from another point of view on how businesses got started, in small businesses especially. So it's not going to happen all the time. We didn't get paid to have them on. yet.
Well, not to
Donation.
mention, so I think both of us, we spend a good amount of money there already. But I think what a lot of people don't understand is, you know, I get asked a lot of times, do you make your own rubs? Do you make your own sauces? I said, nope. I said,
Yeah.
here's where I get all my stuff. There's too many people out there that have perfected it. So why do I want to go screw it up? Anyway,
Exactly.
so I think having somebody in there that created their own rubs, created their own sauces, and are now selling them to the general masses. That's what we're doing. We're just doing it with food versus rubs, sauces. So I think it's definitely good to have somebody like that on there.
You bet. Well, I'm gonna try to find this. You might know the name off the top of your head. Who asked about leftover food and stuff? Do you know off the top of your head?
What's that? I can't hear you.
Somebody had asked about what we do with food at the end of the night.
Oh,
And
yeah, I think it was
another...
was it Nick Lodato?
Yes, thank you very much. I knew I'd know the name if I heard it. I just couldn't think of it.
Runs a food truck over here on the east side.
Yeah, so his question was how we both talked about selling out for the day, and what do we do on days that we don't sell out of food, and what happens to that food.
Well, the first thing we do is we vomit. And
I did that yesterday.
We hold our heart. It's gonna hurt.
Yesterday was a big vomit day. But Chris got to restock his freezer for the end of the season, so that was good. He went to a good home. Go ahead with your answer first, because you actually commented back to him. I just had not yet. I was saving it for today, but
my answer was we pitch it. I mean, because I think we talked about this before on one of our episodes about the local health departments that you deal with. You need to have part of ServSafe as well. You need to have approved ways to cool down meat, sides, whatever, in the proper time frame to get it to a certain degree. And I don't have that. So I unfortunately, like I said, when it says we have to vomit and it hurts, is we pitch it. Or sometimes if I'm hungry, I'll eat it myself. But when you cook the same food over and over again, the last thing you want to do is eat it.
Specials, anything left over on a special will usually come home with me. Chicken thighs are great. Yeah, I'll bring chicken home all day just because we don't do it every day.
Yeah.
And other people will eat it here. So, but yeah, I mean, we're the same way. We cook everything every day. So if we don't sell out of it, it goes into the trash for us for the most part. Unless, I mean, yeah, Chris will take some home. Pam, I can sometimes talk her into taking some home without paying for it. And then, yeah, every once in a while I'll take some home, but I was told from Lauren with Patty Matters over here that there is a couple pantries or shelters that will take it in the Grand Rapids area. She says, I bring it down, I have to sign like a statement that says it was all prepared correctly and handled correctly. And then she can drop it off. And she just has to call them like a half hour before she gets there. And she can drop off whatever she wants, she said. Which is great, but it's an hour round trip for me to do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, adding in another hour after service for me is just, as much as I hate throwing the food away, I don't get much time as it is that I get to sit down and try to decompress. And that time is the time that I will protect right now. Because we talked about the whole demonizing of the hustle culture and having that work-life balance, and that hour to 2 hours some nights is mine. That's my designated time to sit with family and do that kind of stuff. So yeah, it sucks to throw it away. I hate throwing it away.
I think you and I also pride ourselves on cooking fresh every day. You know, fresh food, fresh barbecue. When there's so many places out there that will reheat and serve reheated stuff. And there's nothing wrong with that as long as you're doing it correctly.
Mhm.
But I think we both understand the value of fresh product. And I've eaten reheated brisket, and sometimes reheated briskets can be better than the fresh. But I never want to take the chance that something I did could get somebody else, sick. So
Yeah, lawsuits are expensive.
yeah, we also talked about layer of risks, and Josh's layer of risk is definitely higher than mine. I'm not as risky yet, where I cook personally to sell out, where there may be a time where I go to a subdivision that I'm going to be there for 3 hours, and my goal is to serve 75 people or 75 tickets or whatever, so that's the amount of food I'm going to cook. I don't like going driving an hour, half hour back home with food in the warmer just to throw it away, because like I said, it hurts.
Yeah.
Especially with me being new in the business, it's like, and then I get asked by my help all the time. So a weekend ago, we sold out in like 3 hours at a local orchard, and we've sold out there before. But I get asked, why don't you cook more? I'm like, well, you're not the one cooking it. It's not your business. So it's your bottom line.
Yeah.
Well, you're still making a lot of money. And I'm like, listen, you think it's a lot of money, but after everything is said and done, I pay you, I pay the government, I pay the state, I pay for product. Throwing away a full pan of brisket hurts. I mean, your profit margin just goes down right away.
Yeah.
I'll throw away pork because it's cheap, but throwing away brisket sucks.
Yeah, but throwing away 2 pans of pork is, now we're talking. But yeah, no one's getting rich here, right? Especially on a barbecue truck. It's tough sledding if you're not selling enough food. So yeah, and this year we kind of made a commitment to not sell out. Because we had a lot of spots that we were at regularly that we weren't there ever until our advertised time, because we keep selling out. We'd make more food the next time and we would still sell out. So yeah, we really made a commitment to try to be everywhere until our advertised time. For the most part, we've done it this year. And I think that's been helpful, that people know that they can count on us to be where we say we're going to be. Granted, now that we have more food on the truck, and when we do sell out those days, they're busy days, and they're busy days. But yeah, that's the goal. We're nearing capacity. Kind of nearing capacity. So when we can sell out on those days, those are going to be really good days. So we're just trying to make sure we can touch as many people for as long as possible.
All right. So to piggyback off of Nick's question.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking about selling out. I guess I'm on the belief that if I sell out and I post it, that it creates more demand.
I agree.
So when you tell me that you're cooking basically the capacity, and your goal is not to sell out, what isn't that like a contradiction?
Let me rephrase. My goal is to sell out 5 minutes before we're supposed to close. That's the goal. So that way we are where we're supposed to be until we're supposed to be there. If that makes more sense.
If you're supposed to be there till 7:30, you want enough food till 7:30.
Yeah, 7:25 ideally.
Sure.
I want to tell one person I can't give them what they want. Ideally, we want to get as close to our end time as possible, but still sell out. Which means we had to cook more food initially, and then we had to go through this period of, because it used to be everybody came to us early, and it still is that way. Like the front end of our services are always heavy, especially people that know us in subdivisions that we go to regularly. Everybody shows up early. because they know stuff's going to run out as we go through the day. Mac and cheese is going to, I mean, we just don't have an infinite supply of even our sides, mac and cheese, cornbread, beans. So they'll come early. So yeah, it's I don't know.
So when you do, since you do a lunch service and a dinner service, do you intentionally, if you have a great lunch service, do you intentionally hold food back?
Well, not normally.
So there's a chance that you could sell out for lunch. You'll sell out and be done.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, it happened once this year. Where and we had it a couple times last year. Where I had to make the phone call that I was like, sorry, I got a half a pan of pork left. It's not even worth it for me to drive out there to set up for 15 sandwiches, you know? But forgot what I was going to say there. So we've had some new subdivisions this year where we've had really busy lunches. And I give Chris a stop point on pork and brisket. Like, we're saving this much for dinner because I don't want to cancel on a new subdivision that we've never been to, because I don't want them to think we're flaky and not get invited back, you know?
Yeah.
So our goal is to make a good impression on those first time places. So we'll hold food for that. Or if we know we have a big event and for whatever reason we still have lunch service that day. Like, we've gone to a couple, there's an event, a wedding / other event center barn place that they do live bands and stuff occasionally, like small concerts and stuff like that. And we got invited. We've been out there a couple times, and it's busy. I mean, it's slamming. And we do lunch services for those days for whatever reason. But yeah, we'll do a light lunch for those and then get out of there.
Yeah.
So we'll go in with the intention of, we'll cook for about what our normal lunch is at this location. And if it's busier than that, then we're just done early. We're not going to dip into what we have set aside. So
that's what I think that's what a lot of going back to event planners don't understand with barbecue, is that we can't just cook more.
Yeah.
If you're a burger truck or sandwich truck or whatever like that, you can always cook more as long as you have, whatever you need on board. You can always put more product out. With barbecue, you can't. You're out.
Yeah. So peanut butter and jelly truck, man, is the way to go.
I'm telling you. It's going to be our peanut butter and jelly will be on a kid's menu of some sort soon.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think you should, bud. That'd be a good one. A good special to have, or a kids menu, like you said. That and quesadillas. Cheese quesadillas, just cheese quesadillas. That's all you need. Kids will be happy. Yeah, we sold another side of Doritos for a kid over the weekend.
You can get a little griddle top for your stove and do a quesadilla.
I could.
You could.
Or I could not.
Or you could not. I mean, it's definitely.
I like that option better. That stove gets hot, man.
Hey, I sold out of just about everything, everything except for coleslaw, I think. And I had parents with kids coming up. What do you have that you can sell me? I'm like, I can make you a ham and cheese sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
I do have peanut butter and jelly. I can do a peanut. He's like, all right, just do that. Charge me whatever. Just I don't have to cook tonight. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I like being at large events where we do sell out rather quickly. And we get to the point where there's so many signs up on our menu that Chris just takes it down and writes our entire menu on the special board, because it's like coleslaw, potato salad.
Right. Exactly.
Pickles. I can give you pickles. So you have a smoker up for sale, huh?
Excuse me?
You have a smoker for sale.
We have a little static.
Oh yeah, I cut out.
So I took the I'm selling my Deep South that I have. There's actually a couple reasons. They're both one of them's quite funny. The other one is for kind of safety reasons, I guess. So I took the Deep South off the porch and I put a stick burner on there, which I love. I'll never get rid of. Glad I bought it. But the Deep South, it takes forever for it to cool down. And for either the charcoal, unless I take the charcoal out, which I can definitely do. Now that I'm saying that, I can definitely do. But then I have, charcoal I can do. So I can't roll it into my garage or anywhere because my garage is underneath my bedroom. So I definitely don't want carbon monoxide in my house. The other thing is, if my wife has to step on charcoal anymore, or I have to step on charcoal anymore and somehow bring it inside, she'll kill me. I will no longer be able to do this podcast. I know how much that would upset you.
It would a
So
lot.
technically, Josh, I'm doing this for you.
Oh, that's awfully sweet.
I know. So it's more of capacity. I had that thing packed Thursday with $16. I think it's huge. I've never done that many on one smoker before.
You did 16 on the Outlaw?
No, 16 on the Deep South.
Oh, okay.
But I was able to use the bottom rack and it didn't burn anything.
Did you do any modifications?
Nope. I just moved my temperature probe a little lower, but that was about it.
Yeah.
And I cooked fat side down just in case. But other than that, it didn't burn anything at all. They were done probably a little bit faster. The top right corner is still the hottest. I don't understand that. Like that's scalding hot up there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're just gonna block traffic. It's awesome. Great job, guys. Yep, block traffic. Awesome. Yep. All right.
I like your road rage.
I got my girls in the car with me, my dogs. So they're virgin ears. Yeah. So we're gonna move forward with getting rid of that. It's gonna be a great smoker for whoever buys it. I got a lot of tire kickers, but at some point or another, somebody will pick it up. I think I have it priced pretty fairly.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind having it, but I'm curious to see how your new purchase is going to go.
Why do we got to talk about that? Can I light the damn thing first? Actually, I seasoned it last night.
That's what I was going to say. I can't believe that you didn't light it already.
I'm lazy as hell. I can actually light it from my phone now. Anyway, so I went with a company called Rec Tech Grills. They're not paying for this. They do sponsor some podcasts to listen to, but I tried to use a discount code for 5% off and it didn't work. But anyway, bought it anyway. I reached out to a bunch of people that have one, the largest one they have, that use it for catering. And they said that the capacity was just unmatched. I like the fact that the inside of it, maybe I'll do a video tour and we can post it to YouTube channel. But the inside is completely stainless steel. There is no, with the exception of the lid. The lid's actually so heavy that it actually has gas shocks or struts that keep the lid from falling on you. It is Wi-Fi, so you can literally light it from my phone. I can track it from my phone. And their Wi-Fi is, I have a Traeger and it beats a Traeger, like no doubt about it. But the capacity is, it's got 2,500 square inches of cooking space. Comes with the racks are unbelievably heavy, and we're talking probably 30 pounds a rack.
Wow.
Just for this, pellet smoker. Yes, it's a pellet smoker. That's the other thing. But it's kind of for overnight cooks, things if I'm going to do in the morning. I found out my health department, as long as I let them know, will be okay with me having a smoker in my driveway as long as it goes from my trailer to that back to my trailer.
Cool.
So I don't have to worry about that part. Neighbors love the smell anyway. So we're actually going to do a block party since there's so many new people in our neighborhood. We're doing a block party on October 16th So I'll bring the trailer to the guy's house, and we'll throw some cornhole and sling some meat and meet all our neighbors. And have just
Your neighbors are better than mine.
I don't have the property line issues that you have.
I know we touched on it real quick last week. Had the animal control been to my house yet? Did I tell you that story? No, that happened Monday after we did the podcast.
So no, you haven't yet to tell me the story. Please do share.
So we got done with the podcast. I way behind because Rich's, it went way over.
Yeah, we talked.
Yeah. So I'm running out there to get the smoker lit so then I can go shopping. So I'm out there. I walk out of my trailer and there's an Ottawa County animal control vehicle in my driveway. So I walk over. She's standing at the front door. I said, "Hi, can I help you?" She's like, "Yeah, we had a complaint about barking dogs."
Excuse me?
Yeah. My neighbors complained about my dogs barking while they were outside in the fenced-in area.
Pebbles and Taco doesn't bark.
Oh, yeah, they do. Oh, yeah,
No,
they do.
I was definitely saying that sarcastically.
Especially if they see people and there's a lot of construction going on in the neighborhood behind me. So they're barking at all the loud noises. And she's like, as soon as I pulled up, I knew the situation. She's like,
so they called animal control?
Yep, and filed a complaint.
Wow.
So, yeah. And yeah, she said they even said it's only a couple times a day. So when they go outside to go to the bathroom, it's not like they're barking through the night.
Jesus.
She said, don't worry about it. She said, if they are outside and they start barking a lot, just bring them in. I said, okie dokie. Can't wait to see you again. Won't be the only time. I guarantee it.
You're going to be on a first name basis with the animal control.
So yeah, I think we're also going to have a big old block party in my driveway. Like an all day thing and have cars parked everywhere. And yeah, it's going to be awesome. I can't wait. Just if we can actually get a regular noise complaint too for, just having people talking.
Just for friends and family, right?
Yeah, they're looking out of their windows at me every time I pull in. Dropped off some new trees to replant and stuff. And as soon as he saw me taking them out of my truck, he came out milling around his backyard, being all nosy like. I'm almost positive he came over and checked out to see what kind of trees they were after I left. So yeah, I'm putting cameras up. I'm hoping to catch him trespassing.
Oh boy.
I'll send that into Ottawa County as well if he wants to play this game and not be an adult about it. But yeah, so that's where my life is right now. So are you you're at the vet?
Yeah, I'm at the vet.
What time's your appointment? 11?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. No time like the present then to stop.
So yeah, we'll look for some stuff on Rich's or feedback on Rich's episode, and we'll talk to everybody tomorrow. You can see me at PBJs_BBQ on Instagram and PB&Js of Michigan on the Facebook, and Monday Morning Food Truck on Facebook.
Yep. And Monday Morning Food Truck now on YouTube. That episode in its whole 2 hours and 15 minutes entirety is on one video on YouTube right now. It is. Food Truck. We'll try to get some other content there too. We're working hard, guys.
I'm gonna I'll do a walk around to the new smoker here, and we'll send it to you so you can post it.
Awesome. We sold our first coffee mug with our faces on it. Yep. More of that merch coming soon too. Did you just ask how much you made? I'll cut your check for $2 in a little bit.
Woo!
More merch coming for that. Some shirts probably, and hats definitely with our floating heads on it. Find us and let us know what else you guys want to hear about. We are closing in on the end of our barbecue season, but I think we will have plenty of things to talk about. This will go. This will go.
Can't wait for our off-season talk.
Well, we'll
We
have
should
to
go to
figure out some sort of challenge so that we can get back into not barbecue sizes.
Oh, I don't know about that. Ooh. I did upgrade. I did get a Fitbit finally.
I am holding out for the Google Watch. That's coming
you
out in a couple months, or this month, I think so. Finally, but yeah, you had asked me at the beginning of the year. It's like, how do you not like put on 4,000 pounds?
Yeah, because I put on a good 4,000 pounds. So that's fine. I mean, I need to get my weight for Texas when I go down there in January.
Do you have that planned yet?
In my head.
Okay, good. We'll need lots of video from that trip too.
Oh, we will for sure.
All right, man. All right, enjoy the vet. Take care of those puppies, and I'll talk to you later, bud.
See you soon.
Bye.